friends. This is James and Kara, and we are Kerouac Cruising.
We are taking you on a journey, traveling the country with our dogs and finding remote places where the dogs
and us
can roam free and play while we discuss life's growths, beauty, and some struggles along the way.
We recommend pairing our episodes with our blog at kerouacscruising.com, where we organize accurate information in an easy-to-follow format, removing all of the conversational goodies.
The link for this episode's blog post is in the show notes.
We encourage you to join the conversation by commenting where you listen, engaging with us on Facebook or Instagram at Kerouac Cruising, or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Sit back and enjoy the journey.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome to Kerouac Cruising. This is James and Kara. We are ending our time in Idaho.
We leave tomorrow.
Our episode today is really going to be about the businesses that are in Sandpoint and the diversity that Sandpoint offers.
Year-round diversity.
Year-round for outdoor enthusiasts. So this is an area you're going to come to, which this area, in my opinion, is going to develop really like the Aspens of Colorado, the Lake Tahoes of Nevada. There's just so much here. So we're going to give you a little taste of that.
Even if this place isn't on your radar, you should put it on your radar. It's really spectacular. It's really unique. It's really beautiful. And you should hurry up and get here before it does get too developed. Because right now, it's really easy to get away and enjoy the beauty of it all without having a million people around you. It's a really pleasant place to visit right now. Not that I want to make it busy by saying that, but it is.
Come on down.
Come on down, yeah.
So the biggest thing that draws people here, in my opinion, is Lake Pend Oreille, the largest lake in Idaho and the fifth deepest lake in the nation. So it's the deepest lake in Idaho, and it's the largest lake in Idaho. And some of the things that are really neat about it is the Navy does test submarines here, and there is every and any water sport that you can imagine. I'm talking sailing, kayaking, paddleboarding.
We learned about wake skiing. We didn't even know that was or wake surfing.
Wake surfing.
Wake surfing. We didn't even know that was a thing. It looks dangerous and treacherous, but like a hell of a ton of fun.
That lake's huge, right? Tons of people go on it, but there's lakes all around here. Mm-hmm. We're staying on Cocolala Lake, but Lake Pend Oreille is what brings people here. And some of the cool things, the lake is so big. Like when we're in Arizona and you go to Lake Powell or you go down to Lake Havasu or any of the big lakes that are around Arizona, you can't find a place where there's no people.
Yeah.
There's just people everywhere and it's busy. Well, here in Pend Oreille, there's actually beaches that you can go to and you're going to have the beach to yourself. Mm-hmm. There's just so much of that here. So they got Bottle Bay, they have Bayview, they have Dover Bay, and Hope. All them places you can rent boats and rent anything really. Rent whatever you want for a water sport. And they have dining, they have restaurants, bars, live entertainment at most of those places. Just a lot of stuff to do if you're a water enthusiast.
To give you kind of an idea of the amazingness of this area. So, we're inland, right? We're in the Panhandle of Idaho, right? And I was reading an article the other day. It was an interview of some people who've spent a lot of time on the lake boating. And some of these people were like professional river rafters or had spent time out in the ocean professionally. And they were talking about how insane and unpredictable this lake is. So we're in the Washington rainforest, technically, which is part of what makes this area so unique and gorgeous. Gives it the thick, dense, lush forest. Well, we're also completely surrounded by mountains. This lake is completely surrounded by mountains. So storm systems, they come from the west and they make their way towards the east. So some of these rainforest storm systems, they're not too intense. They do drop a decent amount of rain, but they're trying to make their way from west to east and they'll get stuck up by the Cabinet Mountains and they can't keep moving towards the east. So they'll start to pile up and that helps increase their intensity. So you'll go from just a rain shower to this storm isn't able to move and now it's compacted And so now it's an intense storm system out of nowhere. A calm Lake Pend Oreille will suddenly turn into like this tropical storm in the ocean status where you're getting 5-6 foot high waves coming over the boats. It was just kind of inspiring and incredible to read some of these stories of experiences on this, what typically looks like a pretty calm lake. But there are some days that we've been here, both winter and summer, where we've seen some pretty high waves. I wouldn't have expected 5 or 6 feet high, but they come out of nowhere because the weather can be unpredictable.
Besides any water sport that you could do here, biking, whether it's street biking, mountain biking, they have a big tire biking that you can do in the winter that they have trails for.
Fat tire, right?
Fat tire. So biking is huge, and they have trails everywhere. Cement trails,
yeah.
Maintain trails that not only do you have the lake, but then you got biking. So they have biking in the summer, right? And most people know about that, mountain biking or street biking on the cement. But they have fat tire biking in the winter here. And you're riding fat tire bikes down ski trails, really, or not. They're not really ski trails. They're designated for these bikes. And there's a place called Pine Street Woods. They have 4 miles of these trails that you're riding your mountain bike. To me, they're just mountain bikes with fat tires.
Yeah.
And you're driving through trails in the snow. Just incredible. You can do any hiking, biking, water sport that
they do parasailing.
Yeah, that your mind can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's mountains everywhere. If you're a hunter, they have the best elk, moose, mountain lion hunting. You can kill a deer in any back road you go to. That's how many deers are around.
You can kill a deer in any neighborhood.
Yeah, turkey and deer. There's so many that most people don't even want to hunt those anymore because it's not a challenge. They're hunting the moose and the elk. And,
I think the moose is a once in a lifetime now.
And why I say it's going to be the Aspen of Colorado, they have Schweitzer Mountain that just got bought out by a huge development ski area company. They're going to develop Schweitzer into a huge ski area. And when I mean skiing, it's skiing, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, snowmobiling. They do backpacking, guided backpacking tours in the backcountry where it's just no roads, just wilderness that you're getting guided through. This area has, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, this area has pretty much, I didn't even mention that. So they got all the stuff I just mentioned. Then they have every off-road that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Dirt biking, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, quads, whatever you want to call them. They're here, and they got roads and trails that are designated and open up to riders. Yeah, you got to pay a fee, but they're here.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's here. They have, right outside of Sandpoint, they have an amusement park called Silverwood.
Mm-hmm.
Huge rides. It's like going to Six Flags.
I think it's the first water park in the Pacific Northwest, and I think it's the largest amusement park in the Pacific Northwest. And then it's similar to Schweitzer Mountain. Schweitzer Mountain is the largest ski resort in both Oregon and Idaho combined.
Actually, I think it was Oregon, Washington, and Idaho combined when I was reading it.
Maybe.
It's like the biggest ski area, and there's a bunch of ski areas.
I think it's Washington and Idaho combined, actually. Not Oregon. I tagged Oregon in.
And there's other skiers around here.
Yeah.
We ski at Silver Mountain, which is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
But Schweitzer is huge. In the wintertime, to get housing up there, and when I mean housing, I mean condos or a hotel, they're like $400 a night. In the summertime, though, you can go up and spend a night at Schweitzer or a week at Schweitzer, whatever. It drops all the way to $100 a night. And they have restaurants that are open in the summer. They have
spas open.
Yeah, spas open. They have mountain biking that you can rent an electric bike or a regular bike. You can go on a tour, so you're not just driving around, not aimlessly. Somebody's bringing you out.
I don't
and
know.
they're
I'm
explaining the mountains.
Because I did tours, but I'm a nerd because I feel like it's another level of getting to know an area. You can go and experience it yourself. Is that little guy looking at you? There's a bird on the door staring at James right now.
Thinks I got food.
He thinks you got foodsies. So you can go to an area and experience it and witness it with your own perspective, but sometimes learning the facts and histories and gaining the locals' perspective it just adds another depth to the entire experience when you go somewhere. I mean, tours can be pricey, but I feel like they add another level to the experience that makes it worth it.
You're getting people that are in this area that are doing it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna give you the best experience that they can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a big tour person, but in the last few years, me and Carrie has gone some tours, and a lot of them have been pretty fun.
Yeah.
I just usually don't like tours because it seems like there's just too many people usually.
Yeah, well, and you're stuck to
I'm
their
stuck
schedule.
to a timeline. Yeah, I can't take a piss when I want. That's pretty often.
That's terrible. That's terrible for James.
So I don't think that we even talked about, you can go downtown Sandpoint and you can go to City Beach. Anybody can go there, free, get there early, park, and they have a beach, nice sandy beach. Mm-hmm. And the water is beautiful.
Crystal clear,
and you can go swimming there.
Mm-hmm.
You can rent a boat there, you do whatever. Again, you can do anything you want there.
Snack shack, they got nice restrooms, they got all kinds of rentals, like James said. There's a few restaurants that are right on the beach there if you want it.
They have tennis, they have pickleball, they have horseshoe pits, they have cornhole. Yeah. Anything that you can imagine, any game that you'd play on the beach,
grills,
right there. They have picnic tables. So just a cool spot. How many places do you know that you can get a water spot, parking, food, games for free? Yeah, don't happen anymore. No. So you better get there quick because you know that's going away real soon. Adjacent to City Beach, they have a dog beach. You do have to walk to the dog beach, but it's pretty.
Park and walk.
Yeah, you got to park and walk, but it's pretty secluded.
You know what's pretty cool, though, is where you park. It's in the parking lot or adjacent to a parking lot of a convenience store, so you can grab a tall can for your walk. Just saying.
That's for the alcoholism in us, but they do have a convenience store, and right where you park, there's a bathroom there.
There's a bathroom. Mm-hmm.
And then you walk down to the dog beach.
The bathroom's important for you.
Mm-hmm. The dog beach is amazing. And again, the water is crystal clear.
Dogs can go swim, and
the dogs can go swimming. You can let them off the leash. Mm-hmm. And they have picnic tables right there. You can pack a lunch and hang out there all day. Absolutely. And it's really big, tall ponderosa pine trees. So guess what? It's shaded if you want.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
on the summer days.
And the other thing, so we got the City Beach and Dog Beach. At City Beach, they have a boat tour. Me and Kara went on the boat tour. It was a great boat tour. So one of the things that are around Pend Oreille Lake, and there's tons of nests, and you'll see them everywhere, and most people have never probably seen one in their life, is there's bald eagles here. And they fly around.
Galore, tons of them.
They fly around like Tweety birds. There's so many of them. So on the boat tour, you can either take an informational boat tour that they'll talk about the Navy doing experiments there and with their submarines. They'll talk about how big the lake is, how deep the lake is. There's a guy that has a castle. They talk about the castle because the guy worked for Disney or works for Disney. I'm not sure. So you can go on an informational boat tour, or you can go on just a bald eagle watch sunset tour.
That's what we did.
That's what we did, and it was a great tour, and it was cheap.
Yeah. What was it, like $35 a person or something?
I think it was $35 for both of us, but maybe I think it was $35 a person. Super cheap. They offered snacks. They do have drinks. They have their specialty drinks, but then they just have beer. Just a great tour from City Beach.
And let me tell you, we've been here now in Idaho for so long. I will say one of the things I really miss about home and really can't wait to get back to is the beautiful sunsets. We've got big, wide open skies. Our sunsets in Arizona really, really are spectacular, and I really miss that. But getting out on the lake during sunset and for the sunset tour, and we did nail it on a nice day. Again, we are in the Pacific Northwest, so a lot of the days, a lot of the year are cloudy. In the summer months, you do have a lot of cloud-free skies. So it's about hitting that perfect balance where you have a little bit of clouds in the sky, but not too many. The day we went, and we'll of course post pictures on the blog, the sunset on our way back was just absolutely magical. You're out on the lake, so the mountains are far enough away that you're just close enough to that horizon to see some really gorgeous color. And it was awe-inspiring. It was probably one of the most beautiful, magical sunsets I've seen in my life. It was a really special night. It was really beautiful. So I definitely recommend the sunset tour. And we'll put the links to the tour company on our website.
We'll put the links to everything on our
Yes, of course.
website. Go to the website. It's the best information you can get. And one of the things I didn't mention, I don't think, about the winter here is you can do snowmobiling, and you can rent snowmobiles, and you can do guided snowmobile rentals, which is, if you've never been snowmobiling, it's great fun. So that's it about the activities around here, and we're going to close it up with some of our favorite businesses. And one of my favorite businesses, if you go to City Beach and you've had a long day out on the beach and you just want to just go walk around town, they have a spot really close to City Beach, Coffee and Cone. So I imagine in the winter, it's all about the coffee, but in the summer, it's all about the cone. And so it's homemade ice cream.
House-made ice cream. Panhandle Coffee and Cone is the name of the spot. And their ice creams, they've got some unique combinations, some eclectic flavors, and they are so...
And you can even get dairy-free.
Yeah, they've got some dairy-free options, some vegan options.
Don't forget about the waffle cone.
But they are so good. Their ice cream is really, really good.
So it's nothing like finishing a day on the water and getting an ice cream cone.
Walking around downtown Sandpoint, there's so many neat little eclectic shops. There's a lot of...
a movie theater.
Yeah, one of those like, not classic.
Well, not, they just show...
Like an antique movie theater.
Well, they just show old guy, stuff.
They've got a lot of restaurants and a lot of bars. There's a lot of... It's definitely one of those towns that you can spend a day just hopping in and out of buildings and restaurants and stuff, grabbing a drink here, an appetizer there, whatever.
A lot of live music at a lot of spots.
Yeah, it's a really neat mountain town. Really, it's an eclectic mountain town is what I would call it. It's a beautiful mix of, I would say, hippies and hunters. Like, it's just a really good mix of shops and businesses and culture, and it's just a really cool spot. I've really enjoyed our time in Sandpoint. As much as we're ready to move on, we're really going to miss it while we're gone. I really already can't wait to come back in December.
So we got Coffee and Cone. That's probably our favorite spot. And I know it's not really a restaurant, but it's just cool to get
Who doesn't love ice cream?
You get an ice cream cone and walk around. We're not big ice cream people because it's so sugary, but there's nothing like an ice cream cone for a treat. So the other place, you'll find this restaurant on Schweitzer Mountain also. So they have a spot on that ski area, but then they have a spot downtown. Is Powder Hound. That's my kid's wife's favorite spot, and that's a pizza spot. We
like pizza and wings.
We like pizza and wings. But the restaurant downtown Sandpoint is a beautiful restaurant.
They got cornhole outside.
Yeah, they got outdoor seating, indoor seating, and they got really good chicken wings. They got good salads, and they got really, really good pizza.
We like their thin crust. What is it? The arugula and prosciutto pizza is bomb.com. It's really, really good.
Now, we're going to talk about restaurants here, and there's way more than we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We're just talking about the ones that we enjoyed.
I don't think in our visiting, we've even scratched the surface, frankly. So there'll be more to come in our future visits, I'm sure.
So the next place after Powder Hound is Hydra Steakhouse. Hydra. So that place... If you like French fries, and the only other place that I found that still uses beef lard to cook their French fries is a place called the Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas. And really, if you haven't discovered yet, beef lard is probably more healthy than soybean oil or any other fucking oil they use in frying.
And health is kind of passionate for us, so to learn... And you can taste the difference in the fries. The beef tallow makes a big difference in the flavor of the fries. It's so good. So that was a big, holy crap, wow, this is a highlight for us. Their burgers were bomb. We didn't go there for dinner. We went there for lunch, but their burgers are really good. I could only imagine that. They do a good job on their steaks.
Their menu for pasta, steaks, really good for dinner. It's a place that we will go back to. We didn't do a lot of eating out, but Hydro was a place that we had a great experience.
And their prices were fair. I felt like their prices were great.
Prices were great. So the other favorite spot, and it's really my son and his wife's favorite spot, is Bergadoc.
Mhm.
Bergadock is really close to Coffee and Cone, and it's kind of right on City Beach, and I think it just attracts a lot of people. It is packed,
Mm.
and they just do burgers and fries. That's what they do. So
That's a pricier spot, but
that
they do a good job.
so to give you a Hydra steakhouse, burgers around $16, $15. Bergadock's $20 all day, but it's on the beach. So they got a captive audience. The other place and our favorite spot that we went to often and never had a bad experience is Laughing Dog. And Laughing Dog is cool. It's a brewery. They brew their own beer, so you got to drink only their beer because that's all they have is their beer.
But they have a huge selection, everything from pilsners to ciders to IPAs to seltzers.
Don't forget about the Huckleberry.
Huckleberry. They have a Huckleberry cream beer. They have a Huckleberry seltzer. They have a Huckleberry cider. They do well with the I like Huckleberry. I'm really going to miss Huckleberry when we leave.
So Laughing Dog, we probably visited the most, except for Coffee and Cone.
They have a
But
Korean.
Laughing Dog is great if you have dogs because dogs are welcome. They give you a dog
They got
bowl.
an outdoor seating area.
They got an
too.
outdoor seating area, but you can bring your dogs right inside.
Yep.
So it's a great place if you got a dog. Big or small, they accept dogs there. They have a little game room that you can do skeet ball, pinball machines, and pool table. So it's a cool little spot. If you want to watch football, they got all the football games on there. So
If you like chicken wings, they do air fryer chicken wings, and they're really good. They do a good job. Their food's good.
the food was good there. So the last spot we're going to talk about, and on the weekends, they have like a farmer's market and a crafts fair downtown Sandpoint. And they have it blocked off, but they also, all year round, they have
Week too, right? Monday.
yeah,
through
Monday
Sunday.
through Sunday, they have and it's just weird that they have it, but they have a food truck zone. And I think that's what it's even called.
Or
Food truck zone. And they have a bunch of food trucks that specialize in different things. And they, in the middle, so the food trucks are in like a big circle and they have picnic tables in the middle with umbrellas. But it's again, you're just walking around town and you got food truck. And they had a variety of food. So if you just were like big group of people, nobody knows what they want to eat, they have anywhere from Korean barbecue. They had a smoothie shop. They had, obviously, Mexican is huge, and the Mexican food smelled really good. They had a Thai food place that smelled really good. They had a kebab place that you can get different kebabs. Don't forget they had a coffee shop.
Of course.
There's a lot of coffee shops.
I swear that's how the Panhandle survive, or the Pacific Northwest survives winter, is all the coffee, because they only get 8 hours of daylight. They just got to drink tons and tons of espresso to survive through the winter months, because there is espresso shops on like every other corner here. They're more abundant than gas stations. I swear to goodness, it is true. There are more espresso shops than there are gas stations in the Panhandle.
A lot of coffee shops. So they have a coffee shop, a pastries. There's like 8 or 10 food trucks, and they were good. It's just a variety of food. In a spot that's right downtown, they got people playing music, and it's
a good time.
It's just a fun spot. Oh, they had like a beer tent, so you can get a beer if you want. And for the beer, you do got to pay attention because it's just like a little circle. They know they have signs, no beer beyond this point or whatever. So their license must only cover the property of the food zone or whatever. I don't really know how that works, but somebody must rent all that out to the people. But it's just a cool spot. And what I like about it is it's a variety. If I don't want to eat the same thing Kara's eating, we don't have to eat the same thing. And guess what? It's dog friendly. So you can bring your dog there. And it's right downtown where Center Park, where, it's right in the center of town. So a lot of cool stuff in Sandpoint area. Restaurants galore, boating galore, water sports galore, skiing, snowmobiling, backpacking, hiking, you name it, it's here if you're an outdoor enthusiast. What they don't have is skyscrapers.
No sky, yeah. Well, unless you count these 200-foot tall ponderosa pines as a skyscraper.
The pine trees are the skyscrapers.
Yeah, and the mountains.
It's just all mountains and woods here. It was an amazing time for me.
We've spent the last, I don't even know, I think this is going to be the last 9 episodes talking about the surrounding area, the areas around Sandpoint. We barely scratched the surface.
I was going to say, and the biggest thing about
what we've talked about is south of Sandpoint and east of Sandpoint. So when we come back, we've got to talk about north of Sandpoint and west of Sandpoint. We've got to get some more details next summer. I don't think over the winter we will because of the snow. But, we've barely scratched the surface of the area. So we've spent the last 9 episodes discussing around Sandpoint. So this is like the actual stuff in and around Sandpoint. So if what we've talked about so far hasn't been enough for you, or what would bring me to go explore those areas, Sandpoint has anything and everything you could even desire on a vacation. It's no matter what time of the year you're here. We're in fall right now and the leaves are starting to change and it's absolutely beautiful because there's so many pine trees around. Seeing such the dense green background with all of these leaves changing, it's really a beautiful, special place to be. The beautiful warm sun with the crisp, cool air. It's a really wonderful time to be here. You really can't lose. And we got here in the spring. The snow's melting. You've got streams draining off of these mountains everywhere, water gushing everywhere, flowers bloom everywhere. I truly don't think there's a bad time to be in this area. It's a really beautiful spot. It's a great place to visit. And if it interests you, you should definitely start making plans. And if you have any questions, you want help making those plans, we are more than happy to help you make those plans. So
join the conversation.
Yes, please.
And if you want to know more information about the Panhandle of the Sandpoint area, definitely join the conversation because we'd be happy to check it out for you. This is an area that we're going to come to in the next 20 years because my grandson's here. And he'll be stuck at home, and my son ain't leaving this area because everything he loves is here.
Yeah.
So this is just a spot we're going to come to often. We didn't see enough of it. We're hungry to see more. But this is, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, this is a spot you want to put on your calendar, and the sky's the limit. And the waterfalls that we found, the rivers, lakes, streams, you name it. It's been incredible, and I can't wait to find out more spots. So until next time. Thanks for tuning in to Kerouac's Cruising.
We're thrilled to have you with us.
We had a blast recording this episode and hope you enjoyed our adventures as much as we enjoyed sharing them.
For more amazing pictures and stories, visit our website and blog at kerouacscruising.com.
And join the conversation on Facebook at Kerouac's Cruising or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving us a review.
Your support helps us reach more listeners and allows us to continue sharing our travel experiences with you.
It's a generous favor that means the world to us.
Thank you so much for listening to Kerouac's Cruising.
Until next time, happy travels.